Hello, hello. So the link to the original is on the description. If you can open in a new tab and play on mute, would be very nice to give the original creator his views and give a like too. If you like my video, please give it a like, comment something, maybe recommend something, and subscribe, please. Okay, let's go. This video is getting repeatedly killed by my summer car. Okay, let me put full screen.
Welcome to Fit.
And I think this volume is okay. Let's go.
Hello again. Welcome to
He's
Finland.
a frog. I don't know
One
this
of the
guy.
countries of all time.
Finland.
Cars, sausages, beer, 0.07% of people.
Why sausages weren't the sausages from Germany? I thought sausages was a German thing and beer too. Or is the same like the same type of culture or something like that between them? I'm not sure. I think not, because Finland they are like descendant from Vikings, like in Finland, Norway, and Sweden. I think I could be wrong. I don't know enough, but if I remember right, it was something like that.
One of the countries of all time. Cars, sausages, beer, 0.07% of people, 11%
That's
of
small
lakes,
country,
driving
right?
the tractor while heavily under
Let me drink my coffee.
the influence. What is this word? Molotov cocktail. Lakes, driving the tractor while heavily under the influence. What is this word?
Epa, já. I'm gonna read it my how we read it. How we read it in my country would be Epajar, gestel, malistitamatomi de lança cancorran. But this I don't know how to pronounce these A's and O's with these little balls on the head.
Molotov cocktail. Why is the snow speaking Finnish and the sport of rally car racing?
Ooh.
Today is the day we immerse ourselves in this
I-
alien world.
I
Rally
didn't
car
know.
We're gonna-
Oh, interesting. You can piss on the police. I didn't know that rally car was from Finland.
Build this good
Or the culture of rally car is stronger there.
car. Tune it, upgrade it, scull 12 beers and drive it into oncoming traffic, take it to the local rally race, and with some luck, win. This
Nice.
journey was very hard and made significantly more difficult
So it's a-
because if I die in the game,
It's
then
over.
that's it. I die in real life too.
Okay.
So,
I thought it was something like you have only one chance, and that if you die, you start from the beginning.
let us begin.
So it's a car
We
game.
began on the start screen. I named myself Helsinki Fata, chose this beautiful photo for my mugshot, and began. The year is 1976. A boy is born. Me. Helsinki Fata.
Ew,
Fast
what
forward
the
19
fuck?
years and it's 1995. Our boy is living in a nondescript lake house at the lake of Fuck. Upon waking up, we had a
The only thing that I know about the rally races that I saw about was those clips where the guy goes with the car out of the piste, and then people that are watching started helping the guy to fix the car or something like that.
a near unlimited number of possibilities. So, of course, we inhaled 8 beers, watched the incredible Finnish film Topless Gun, and pissed all over the hot rocks in the sauna.
Sauna. I never
In the
got
garage was
to
our
a
project rally
sauna.
car, or at least all of its bits. This right here is the car's
I want
chassis,
to go to
and inside
one
the
one
garage
day.
was everything else. Panels, doors, engine block, pistons, crankshaft, fuel tank, clutch, gearbox, struts, wishbones, brakes, shock absorber, cylinder head, T-34 85M main battle tank. Oh wait, that's not in the garage, that's in today's sponsor, World
Ah.
of Tanks. Gentlemen, it is
Okay.
time. The metamorphosis has already begun. I am the World of Tanks.
I
the
don't
greatest
know
tank
anything
free-to-play
about
video game ever created with over 100 million players
car
around the
pieces.
world. Can you guess
What
what
the
this game
fuck?
is about? Tanks. Over 600 million tanks.
That's
Destroyers.
kinda hard to hear.
Medium and
Get out of my...
I am going to assault the French. Oh wait, maybe. The Germans. Actually no.
What
I'm
the
going
fuck?
to assault the British. I
man.
will fight them on the beaches.
What the fuck, this shit? My thing feel... Wait a little. Okay, now I think it's a better position. It's not gonna fall again. Let's go. It was in the World of Tanks
I will
ad.
fight them in the fields, and I will fight them across
Nice.
the 40 battle arenas spread all over the world. Do you know how many that is? I have no idea. I lost my frontal lobe in an industrial tank accident. You would not believe me how historically accurate they made this game. Believe me. I was there. Earn experience, modify,
People
and
still
upgrade
play
your
this
tank.
game.
Finish comrade.
There is
Join me
sometimes
in
that I don't
glorious
see
battle
a
against the
new-
Soviet menace and defend our beautiful homeland. Download World with Tanks for free.
What the
The
heck?
link in the description. Use code TANKMANIA.
There is
to get
sometimes that
7
I
days
don't
of premium
see
for free. 250,000 credits.
any
premium
ad
tank
for
Excelsior,
World of
3
Tanks.
rental tanks, Tiger 131, Cromwell,
And this
and P34
game is kinda
85.
old.
Do it now,
Oh,
or
this
the
game
field
no, this
will be
video.
defeated. Also, they released some merch, so go check that out. Right, yeah. The crankshaft, fuel tank, clutch, gearbox, struts, wishbones,
I
brakes,
don't
shock
know
absorber,
anything
cylinder,
about
gasket,
car
lock, shaft,
parts.
camshaft. You get the idea. Helping me build this car was nothing. I was going to try to build it without using any guides. Was this a good idea?
The game don't
Nope.
don't
All these parts fit
Don't
together
stall
in a
you?
specific, sometimes very
Oh.
irritating way. Just go in. Just
Seems
go
a nice
just
game
go
to
in. Not to mention each
seems a nice game to people that like these things, these car things, to mount the everything, every little part by yourself, I guess.
part has bolts, and the devs, thinking that screwing in hundreds of bolts would be far too easy, elected to make every single one have a size. Wait, you can't bolt this part in with the spanner? Sorry, fucko, that's the wrong spanner. Try again,
Holy
sweaty.
shit.
If I was going to build this car, it was going to take a long, long time. So, naturally, I got bored, went to bed, was woken in the middle of the night by the phone ringing, and I couldn't see shit. To make matters even worse was the most annoying character in the entire game. Bug.
What the fuck?
To get rid of Bug, I need to take a trip into town and get some mosquito spray, among
Kinda.
some other very important items.
A bunch of realism to a rally car game.
Like beer and sausages. I had 2 vehicles
It seems more like a Finland simulator than a car game.
to choose from. This motorbike, which can only carry one thing at a time, or the tractor, which is really, really, really slow. 20 minutes later, I arrived in the bustling metropolis of I bought my groceries and then drove the tractor for another 20 minutes back home. Building the car was going to take a long time, so while I struggle to figure out what the hell the distributor is and why I would need it for my car, why don't we talk about engines? An engine's job is simple. Convert the chemical energy of gasoline into kinetic energy in the car. First
Okay.
off, we start with suck, squeeze, bang, and blow. The 4 steps of a 4-stroke engine. The engine sucks in a mixture of fuel and air, squeezes it really tight, ignites it with a spark plug, and blows out the exhaust. A little car has 4 cylinders, each sucking, squeezing, banging, and blowing. These 4
Nice.
cylinders house 4 pistons, which each connect to the crankshaft. The pistons go up and down, and the crankshaft goes round and round. The crankshaft is connected to the wheels through the clutch and gearbox. Put your foot down on the gas, the engine spins faster, the wheels spin faster, and off you go. Simple, right? Yeah, well, obviously it's not that easy, as you can clearly see by my inability to assemble the clutch. My man, it's been 30 minutes. Why can't you figure it out? No, stop fucking the car with the tractor! Next
the
up
fuck?
is suspension. Now, why do we need suspension?
Bro, you have to mount
without it,
everything
things get a
from
bit
zero.
bumpy. You need suspension not only to absorb bumps in the road, but also keep the wheels in contact with it. Brakes. Probably the most simple part of the car. The brake discs are connected directly to the wheels. When you press on the brake pedal, brake pads push against the discs and convert their kinetic energy into heat. And there we go. I'd pretty much finished the...
What the fuck? Uh. What the hell? Okay. Strange. Let's go.
the car. You know, excluding the wiring, wheels, tyres, brake fluid, clutch fluid, engine oil, coolant, camshaft alignment, and replacing about 15 parts that would inevitably break within 5 minutes of driving. You know, we were basically done. I retired back to the house to eat some food and drink a bit of water. But I couldn't. The sausages were spoiled. In fact,
A bunch of gameplay and still not one run. My summer car. I guess the game is about mount the car more than just the using for racing. If there any racing at all.
In fact, all the food in the fridge was spoiled. Oh no, I'd spent so long working on the car that my house had been disconnected from the electricity for not paying in time. This could not have come at a worse time.
Thirst,
because I
hunger,
had
stress,
zero
urine,
food.
fatigue.
Tomorrow
Holy
was Sunday.
shit.
Timo's is not open on Sunday. Of course, I didn't know this, so I rode into town in a mild panic after my hunger meter had gone red.
That is
Timo,
survival
open up,
game.
Open up! I need to eat your food, Timo! Timo, open up! Timo, open up!
Achievements unlocked.
Shit. The sun had well and truly come up, which told me that Timo's was clearly not going to open today, so I elected to ride my bike back home. On my way back, I came across the dance pavilion, which had 2 cars outside of it, blasting some funky beats. The game actually let me open the back doors of this car
nice.
and climb inside. So, seeing that I had nothing better to do, I gave it a go and hopped in. This was a terrible mistake. Immediately it was clear that the man driving had in fact consumed a rather large amount of alcohol prior and was driving at an alarmingly high speed with alarmingly low control. I then made an even worse decision and swore at the driver. This put him into a frenzied rage and he immediately stomped the gas, drove straight into a tree.
Feel alive
and
achievement. Oh,
Well, shit. The only
Can
thing
you
I could
take
really
the
do
car?
was hop out and walk home. So that's what I did.
and
Things, however, were not looking good. Being out in the sun and running home like this was rapidly increasing my thirst. I walked for what felt like hours along the dirt track leading home, and eventually, my house was just visible in the distance. I was so close to water. I reached the mailbox, looked inside to try to pay the utilities,
is he gonna die?
collapsed.
Yeah.
Oh.
It's everything he had up there.
No. And died.
Young man died from dehydration.
Attempt number 2. This attempt did not last long. I named myself drank until I blacked out, pissed on the TV, and died.
What?
Attempt
What
3.
a shock.
I gave myself the brilliant name
Achievement.
Glorable. This time I was going to use a
Global-
guide and try to build the car a little
Glorable-
faster. The first thing the
Florable.
guide wanted me to
Nice
do
name.
was get in the tractor and go collect some stuff. One of those stuff were these wheels inside this abandoned mansion. The wheels were on the top
Nice.
floor, so of course I went to the top floor, ignoring the wasp nest right above me.
And he's gonna die again. Bro. It's more of a survival game than anything.
Attempt 4. I did all the same stuff as the late Glorbo, but yet again, died to the wasps, like a complete idiot. Nope. Oh my god.
And how you supposed to get the things if you die
Attempt 5.
to everything?
This time, I saw the wasp nest and managed to sneak past it without getting stung. Using the guide and some of the knowledge I had accumulated over the
okay.
past 12 hours,
With the
I was
guide.
able to build up the car fairly quickly. And before I knew it, the engine was in, the suspension was suspended, the panels were attached, and wired. Did
Nice.
the car work? No. But it did
Why?
in fact look like a car. All this work had been quite exhausting, so I loaded up this little boat with some supplies and took a nice relaxing trip to the island in the center of the lake. I was here for the fish trap, but also to just chill for a while and eat some sausages. That is,
Nice.
if I didn't burn every single one. Shit. Leaving the island, I made sure to ransack it for everything it had. This camera, lantern, coffee stuff, bucket, fish trap, and fireworks.
Ooh.
Arriving back home, I needed to go buy yet more stuff from town, and I still only had the tractor to work with. Hopefully, this would be the last time I'd have to make this long, laborious trip. Nope. Back home, I put the final touches on the car, wired the last things, filled up the fluids, pissed in the radiator for enhanced cooling,
What the fuck?
and what do you know? It was ready to be started. I put the key in the ignition, gave it a
And-
turn, and... Well,
It's not
that didn't
working.
sound good. This little crunch sound had completely drained the battery, so while it was charging, I went inside to watch some TV.
What the heck is this game?
Attempt 2 at starting the car, and against all odds, it actually worked.
Nice. Oh, it's making some sounds.
Now granted, the car was making this horrific banging sound, but it ran. This banging
Something
was
is
caused
not
by the
right.
camshaft gear being out of alignment. To fix it, I'd have to take
Holy
the engine
shit.
out, remove the cover plate,
All this detail.
and rotate it back into alignment.
People still play
But
this
why does the
game?
camshaft
Or?
need to be aligned? Remember, suck, squeeze, bang, and blow? This only works if these valves are correctly timed. These valves are needed to keep the air and fuel inside the cylinder during the squeeze and bang stages. The camshaft is responsible for opening and closing these valves at the correct time. One valve is for the intake and the other is for the exhaust. If they aren't timed properly, it could be intaking air through the exhaust and exhausting air through the intake. As you can imagine, not good for Mr. Car. Once the camshaft was aligned and the engine thrown back in the car, it was time to start her up again.
Bro.
Shit. This time, something else was broken. Of course. Taking off the valve cover, I discovered that the rocker shaft, which is what actuates the valves, was broken. To fix this, I'd need to buy
So
a
the
new
game
one
is more
at
about
Vtuberi's repair shop. So I did, and threw it in the car.
More about to mount the car. Nice.
Oh! It runs! Ooh yeah. Ooh yeah. Ooh! Gentlemen, we had done it. Everything seemed to be working. I could even put it in gear.
Something gonna go wrong.
This was extremely satisfying. After working on this thing for hours and hours, it finally ran. Naturally, I gave it a quick test drive around the dirt outside the house when I drove it into a ditch,
Ooh,
and it broke.
bro.
Fuck! It was time to take our little car on its maiden voyage. I got it onto the highway and jammed the throttle all the way down. The acceleration was bad. The car topped out at just over 100 kilometers an hour, giving it a 0 to 100 time of about 60 seconds. Miraculously, I had managed to reach town without the car breaking down. So I turned her around and headed back home. This is where things went wrong. Perhaps
Of
running
course.
the car at full throttle constantly wasn't such a good idea. As I crossed the bridge near the repair shop,
It broke.
I heard this.
Ooh,
That
what the
did not
fuck?
sound good, and the car was slowly losing
Not a
power.
good sound.
I managed to limp a few more 100 meters before it ultimately died on the turn off to the repair shop. Taking the engine apart, I found this. A blown head gasket, and one of the pistons just missing. Luckily, I was near the repair shop, so I could easily go buy some new parts. Unluckily, it was Saturday,
Bro,
and the shop wouldn't be open until Monday.
the fuck
I
is
could
this
just
game?
wait, but that would take hours, so I decided to hop on the bus and take it back home. This was a terrible mistake. I left my computer running to go take a piss, only to come back to the bus humping another car.
It's bugged.
Reviewing the footage, I was horrified to see this complete Dorbus crash into the bus while on the wrong side of the road.
Bro,
Now this, by itself, was pretty unlucky, but what made it even worse was that this idiot had a trailer attached to his car, which had managed to get the bus perfectly stuck in the middle of the road.
This is awesome.
Since I was technically still moving, even if only a few centimeters per second, I couldn't get off the bus, and I couldn't leave. The only option here was to quit to menu and revert the last 3 hours of progress.
bro, what the fuck? Sounds like an awful time.
This put us back to when the rocker shaft was broken, so once again I hopped on the bike to go get a new one. It being Wednesday,
Kickstarter.
I knew that the only other person on the road leading into the repair shop was the guy in the green car. But for some reason, the road to my house was taped off, which would indicate the rally was taking place. Further up the road, my suspicions were confirmed when a rally car travelling at approximately 2% the speed of light shot past, barely missing me.
What the hell?
I don't know why the rally was on, it only happens on the weekend, and it was clearly Wednesday, but whatever. Now, if I had any sense, I would have gotten off the road, seeing as it was clearly pretty
Yeah.
hazardous. But I was tired and frustrated at what had happened on the bus. So I hopped back on the road on my bike, and 5 minutes later,
Gonna be
got
hit.
completely obliterated.
Ooh. It's over. Ah. Oh. The tractor make some sounds. Interesting. Boy daddy, I'm up at accident. Interesting game. A bunch of
In shock, I stared at the death screen for a good 2 minutes before resigning to my fate.
realism, I guess. If
Disabling permadeath,
I guess could say that.
naming myself, I give up.
Some kind of
And trying
realism. It probably has some more videos that there is other this one. I think it's on my list of to reactivate. Well, anyway, what the heck? No. This video is for another day. If you can. What the fuck? Okay. If you hear. Sorry about the tracking. Something is wrong today. That my tracking is not alright. If you like it, please give it a like. Comment something. Recommend something. I don't know. And yeah, I already put it out. And yeah, I think that's about it. Subscribe. Bye bye.